Lace Market Clinic different to other clinics in Nottingham?
Cool. So yeah, Lace Market Clinic is a musculoskeletal health clinic. There's lots in Nottingham, physiotherapists, osteopath chiropractors. We're a small clinic. We've got 4 or 5 practitioners, just a couple of treatment rooms. The big difference, I think, between us and other clinics of our size is that we really emphasise the self-employed status of all of our associates. So everywhere you go that's not NHS, everybody is self-employed, but the clinics will generally hide that and have everybody working under their brand image, and that I feel can be quite a controlling thing. So the clinic principals will, I've certainly heard of clinic principals putting pressure on people to rebook or do specific things with specific clients and all this sort of stuff, whereas the way I see it, if people are self-employed, that means that the client relationship is their responsibility, and it also gives a freedom that there is the backup of having sort of people like me around and other sort of people in this sort of established clinic, that there is a freedom to try something new, and I think that's really important in healthcare, because you have to think outside the box, and the doing the same thing over and over again isn't healthcare. That's factory work, and the evidence is very clear that a well motivated autonomous practitioner is going to be much more effective than somebody doing the same thing over and over again.
I think that was the thing that attracted me to the Lace Market, was that it was very practitioner focused in terms of us being in control, and giving us the freedom to kind of grow, I guess, really, with the support and encouragement of you. As a mentor, really. And
because that's really interesting, exciting for me as well, is when people like you have interesting ideas and say, well, what about how could we blend Pilates with sports massage and things like that? And yeah, that's interesting, and I can certainly see how that could be a benefit to people. And it gives me something interesting to think about as well. As right, well, how can I help Rebecca do that, or how can I help Martinas develop his speciality with shoulder injuries and things like that? It's it makes things interesting, and therefore it helps me to engage, because every day is different.
Yeah, I guess it creates more of a buzz, doesn't it, to motivation and keep things moving forward.
Yeah, I think there has to be challenge. I think that the enemy is monotony. You hear so often about people in this sort of career burning out, and the only way I can see people burning out is if they don't really believe in what they're doing. I think if you believe in what you're doing, then it creates hunger. If you lose that belief, being harsh, if you lose that belief, it's your fault, because you've not pursued the things that you believe in.
Not challenge yourself and not have that thirst for more knowledge.
You've chosen to take a safe path. There are things you can do that are safe. You can rub people's backs, you can crack them, you can do the same thing over and over, and people feel generally a bit better for it. Whether the outcomes in the long term better is debatable, but generally there is a segment of the market that will come back for that. Whether that's interesting or not, I don't know.